With hope in her heart, the princess returned to the surface. The ocean's gentle waves kissed her feet as she stepped onto the shore, her heart pounding with anticipation. But before she could take another breath, heavy hands seized her arms. Royal guards, clad in gleaming armor, surrounded her. "You are under arrest," one of them declared, his voice devoid of emotion. She struggled, but their grip was unyielding. They dragged her through the grand halls of the palace, where torches flickered against the stone walls. Soon, she stood before the king. He sat upon his golden throne, his once mighty frame weakened by sickness. His piercing eyes, now shadowed with exhaustion, bore into her with quiet fury. "I may die tomorrow," he rasped, his voice laced with bitterness. "Why did you betray me, my daughter?" "Father," she pleaded, her voice trembling, "we should not take the lives of others for our own survival. But please don't worry. A mermaid has promised me to bring a cure from the depths of the sea." The king scoffed. "A lie. She has abandoned you," but the princess pleaded, "Please allow me to go at least once to the shore. I am sure the mermaid would return to fulfill her promise. Please, father, let me go." Yet, the desperation in his heart outweighed his anger. He studied his daughter's tearful gaze, and, against his better judgment, granted her one last chance. "Fine," he said. "Wait at the shore. But if this cure never comes, you will answer for your defiance." King knew if he didn't get a cure tonight, he will die anyway. So he decided to take the chance. She went over to the shore. Hours passed, and no one showed up. Doubt crept into her heart. Her hands trembling with anticipation. Time crawled by. The sky darkened, and the cold wind bit at her skin. Doubt slithered into her mind. Had she been foolish to trust? Had the mermaid truly forsaken her? Just as the first light of dawn painted the horizon in gold, the waters stirred. A luminous glow shimmered beneath the surface, and then, like a whisper of hope, the mermaid emerged. Her silver hair floated around her like mist, and in her delicate hands, she held a single strand of glowing seaweed. "This is the cure," she whispered, pressing it into the princess's hands. Then, without another word, she vanished beneath the waves. Tears filled the princess's eyes as she clutched the precious gift to her chest and raced back to the palace. She burst into the king's chamber, where the air was thick with despair. The court stood in solemn silence, awaiting the inevitable. With gentle hands, she placed the glowing seaweed to her father's lips. He hesitated but, too weak to resist, swallowed it. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, his labored breathing steadied. Color bloomed across his pale cheeks, and his frail hands clenched with newfound strength. A murmur rippled through the court. Gasps turned into cheers as the miracle unfolded before their eyes. The court erupted in joy. The once cruel king gazed at her with something he had never shown before, pride. He reached for her hand. "You were right," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "I was blind, and you have opened my eyes." Before the gathered nobles, he declared her his crown princess. From that day forward, he ruled with wisdom and kindness, forging a bond of peace between land and sea. The kingdom flourished, and the lesson was never forgotten, that all creatures deserve the right to live, and no one should be sacrificed for another's gain. The princess's courage changed the fate of not just her father, but an entire world. So they all lived happily ever after. So, this is the end of the story. See you with another wonderful tale in couple of days.